Hello and welcome to another episode of Pop Health Hub, where we discuss all things population health management. I'm Bob Canals, Administrator of Business Development here at Populitics, and I'm joined in the studio with Zach Jones, Senior Sales Executive, Populitics Health Management Solutions. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me, Bob.
So Zach, what outcomes do you think, or do you see with this Populitics Health Management Solution in this local market in the Lehigh Valley with both employers and employees? What's sort of your crystal ball about how you see that all playing out?
Well, I think the big thing is employer groups. If you were sitting with them at a function and you said, hey, you know what do you think will make your your health plan in a better situation over the next 36 months? I think the first thing they would tell you is that a partnership or being more aligned with some of the health systems would be something that they covet. And they're right.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's the first thing I think you're going to see is this more direct line where, Lehigh Valley Health Network is stepping outside of the box and saying, we really want to partner and be better in the community with the people that we serve. And for the employer, what that results in is just a lower per employee per year spend, right? They're in a situation where because they're better quality care, they aren't going to spend as much on claims. And what that results in for the employee is less out-of-pocket costs, and hopefully, less out of the paycheck from a premium perspective. I've seen in the past where you've had employer groups that they've done so well with some of these initiatives that they have what's called a premium holiday at the end of the year, right? In December, they don't have any money taken out of their paycheck for their health insurance premiums, and it's because the health plan has saved so much money that in prior years that they're able to do that. And when those things add up, you have better, more happy employees. And let's face it, I think if you go on the HR side and talk about recruiting and bringing people on, it's harder than ever to find quality people for jobs. And you need to have other things outside of just a paycheck to be able to entice people to consider you as a destination to be employed. And when you can start to offer a better, right, less out of pocket, less premium health plan with what feels like and is a more direct line to certain health systems, certain facilities, that's something that people would be interested in. I know that I think, folks in my generation and younger, they look at a lot of things besides just what you're going to be getting paid on an annual basis. They want to know what perks are included. What are the benefits? How does this work? We're interested in potentially having a baby in a few years. What is that going to look like? How, what are our out-of-pocket costs? Do we have any type of deals? Because my generation, we buy things differently than the generations that came before us. I often say things like a phone that people use, cell phone, and if my generation finds out there's a better phone, the loyalty it's out the window.
Yeah.
We're just going to use something that's more efficient.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of where the buying patterns are headed with businesses too, right? They're going to not necessarily be as loyal, but they're in a situation where they're going to say, hey, where can we get the best deal? What's the best bang for our buck? Where are we going to put ourselves in the best situation?
Yeah, and obviously the savings is a big deal. Companies are looking to control their healthcare spend, but it's not sacrificing quality, right?
Correct.
So it seems to me what I'm hearing from you is this sort of reinvention of these dominant healthcare systems like LVHN in focusing more on the quality of care, the outcomes that are produced rather than just bringing people into their practice and doing certain procedures. So if I'm the employee, yes, ultimately there's a huge benefit for me and my employer in the savings part, but it's not sacrificing quality.
Yeah, well, you can look at something like the Oklahoma Surgery Center, right? So they are extremely transparent, not just on the cost of services, but on the quality of it. You can call and ask them, how many hip surgeries they've done, what is the reinfection rate, how many times has that doctor actually done that procedure, and it's pretty amazing when you're pretty transparent with all that information, how you can get the cost of that service, right, to be really competitive within the industry. And so that's something that if any health system is willing to kind of go down that road, and frankly, with some of the regulations that are out there or coming out or have been out or are starting to be launched, you're almost kind of starting to have to do some of those things. And so in any industry, the people that experience hockey stick type growth are the people that initiate this stuff, right? Everybody else kind of follows suit and doesn't have the growth that somebody else does. And I think if you go back to that consolidation aspect of hospital systems and health networks, they feel that pressure, right? So they got to grow. They got to grow at a faster clip than their competitors, and the only way to do that is to be innovative.
Yeah.
So that's where I think everybody needs to head, and you're starting to see it more and more. There's more articles about it. You're starting to see local communities do it, and it's a good thing.
Yeah.